Today's tutorial is how to export your finished video in Filmora 10 for the best quality possible. You've worked hard on the entire creation process up to now. Let's make sure your new video is going to look and sound its best. Please, if you like this tutorial, please give me a like and subscribe so you can get notified of any new tutorials. So let's take a look at things in Filmora 10.
Here we are in Filmora 10. Are you ready to make your video look its best after it's uploaded? First thing to do is check our project settings. Click on File and Project Settings. Okay, your aspect ratio should be 16.9. Your resolution 1920 by 1080 Full HD. And then there we got our aspect ratio again, 1920 by 1080. Looking good. And right here should be at least 50, let's go to 60 frames per second. That's where we need to be at. Okay. Now we're going to enable hardware acceleration. We want to check File, Preferences, Performance. Make sure Enable Hardware Acceleration is clicked, and make sure Enable Hardware Acceleration for Video is clicked. All right, click OK. Now what we need to do is import a sample from each source that you use. I have 4 sources. This is from my webcam, and this is my screenshot. This is my phone camera, and this is my Canon camera. Once you have all of the sources you use, you need to right-click on each one, click on Properties, and make sure you get the best resolution coming in as possible. So this is my webcam, 1920 by 1080 at 60 FPS. Here is my screenshot, 1920 by 60 FPS. My cell phone, 1920 by 1080 and 60 something FPS. Now here is my Canon camera, and believe it or not, I'm able to get good resolution, but my frame rate is only 25. I was unable to kick that up, but I think it's pretty good. When I first checked this out, my screenshot and my webcam were not that good a resolution, so I've switched over to OBS Project. It's a great free program. You can find it at obsproject.com, and it takes a little configuring. You'll have to do a little research, but your final resolution is great on it. So now we're bringing in the best quality into our project. At this point, I want to mention that your video recording is only as good as your lighting and the audio. I'm not going to go into detail about these, but at the very least, if you're doing webcam presentations, you need a light attached to your laptop. Here's what I use. These lights are not expensive. I think you can get one for about $30 and up. Next is your audio. No matter if you're recording into your phone, camera, or computer, you need to have a microphone. Don't rely on the camera microphone or the laptop microphone. I use a lapel mic for all of my recordings. You can purchase one on Amazon and use it on all your recording devices. Maybe as you can afford it, you might want to purchase a higher quality mic for your computer. So, once your project is complete, it's time to export. I did that so we could export. There, we got the export open. Before we get into the settings, let's talk about where you're going to export your video to. Filmora does give you the option to upload to YouTube or VMO or anything like that. I recommend you download the video to your computer, right here where it says local, and then upload it to where you want. Why? Well, number one, you'll have a backup of your finished video on your computer, and number two, things will go smoother, especially if you don't have a super fast computer. So we've clicked on the export button. Make sure you're at local and MP4 selections. Of course, you're going to name your project, tell it where to go, and click on settings. Now, a lot of people just click best and export. But we need to take a closer look at all these settings here. Under your video resolution, 1920 by 1080. Make sure your frame rate is at 60 FPS. And then let's customize your bit rate. Click down here in custom, and then you can type in the 5000 over here on your right. So we've taken care of the video. Below that is audio. Here we want to make a sample rate. Let's kick that up to 48,000, and the bit rate needs to be at 320. And we click OK. So we're good to go. Now we're ready to hit export and get that video to your hard drive. I do need to mention you might notice that the export time will increase as you've kicked up everything to make a high quality video. So go ahead and refill the coffee cup and relax for a while it exports.
Hope you enjoyed the tutorial and can see the difference when you export your project. I have some links in the description so you can download Filmora 10 if you don't have it, and I have a list of products I use in my video projects. If you follow the links and purchase something, I will earn a small commission when you purchase the product from the vendor's site. This commission does not affect the price you pay in any circumstances. So happy editing!